YouTube. Waco Kid here. Okay, so I recently may or may not have purchased something. Well, I did purchase something that makes some of the people on the left a little bit nervous. Anytime that you have a boomstick that holds more than like one bullet at a time, they tend to lose their minds. But at any rate, so I bought a rifle that shoots 300 blackout, and then I promptly bought 1,000 bullets to shoot. So far I've only gone through a couple hundred of those bullets and decided, well, I'm going to set up some reloading and do a little work on them. And I noticed when I was sizing and priming, see if I can get the camera to focus, and on the end of the primer pocket here, of course not. It's going to find my thumbnail. Okay, hopefully that's coming through. In the 3 different spots, there's a little teeny tiny nick inside the primer pocket or on the outside, which is designed more for military use or law enforcement use, and that's a stake point for holding the primer in so that in a heavy firefight, I guess, the gun gets super hot. And so then it can build excessive pressure then when it's shooting, and these are being fed through the magazines rapidly. So that is done in an attempt to keep the primer from falling out in the magazine and causing a misfire or a jam. At any rate, I didn't realize that buying the most economical brass that I could find that said boxer primed, meaning that it's what we shoot here in America, and it was pretty cheap. It was not advertised as law enforcement or military or anything like that. I thought I was in the clear. However, upon inspection, I do have these. So I have purchased a Lee primer pocket swage or swage kit, and it is a die body that will take that and accept that case, and then it will go up and reinforce the back web of that case, while the swage or swage, I don't know, correct me, goes in from the other end and enlarges that primer pocket just a hair, or trims that little piece of brass off that's caused from the stake pockets being pinched in on the other primer. So it's fairly economical tool, especially when now I know that I need it. I can buy the even cheaper stuff that's, ex-law enforcement or military or whatever, as long as it's not burden primed. So you just feed it up into your press and give it a pop. It's pretty simple. A little bit of a learning curve with setting it up. It's like setting up most of your other standard reloading dies. And it eliminates that little burr that's sitting in that primer pocket. So now, what that does then is that eliminates a primer being sticking as it's being inserted into the case. The primer will sometimes catch one of those little burrs, and then it flips sideways. And then in this priming station, you'll feel a crunch, you'll hear the click, and the primer will be in there sideways. But that tool is slick. It's slick. I'm glad that Lee came up with it. Other reloading tool manufacturers have got a similar setup, but it's a lot more complicated to use. They're a lot more expensive. It involves sort of like using a tool similar to the Lee case trimmers, where you have to twist it into that primer pocket and cut that a little at a time. This is just so much faster, it seemed like. I read a couple of reviews. I saw a video online and thought, you know, I'm just going to go with it. I'm a big fan, obviously, of Lee. I have 5 presses. Today I have mounted just your basic, cheapest press that you can invest in. I think Midway is about $50 for the press only. And then I have the classic single stage over here. And I've got another one that I'll be reviewing later on today. But I just wanted to do a real quick short video showing you how easy it is to use the ram swage tool from Lee and why it's necessary. And to those that are a little crazy on the left, sorry, don't watch my video. But to those that are looking to get into reloading or are reloading and you're experiencing primer problems while you're in the priming stage, you may want to check and see if it's possibly due to that primer pocket being this corrects undersized primer pockets, nicks, cuts, some crimps. Crimp, that was the right word I was looking for earlier. Some crimps are a complete ring around the whole primer. And some people have set up some really intricate tooling to use with a drill press and try to ream that, cut that little ring out. This tool just does it in just as quick as you can set a shell in there. It's universal. This is a small, the small primer. If I need to do a large primer case, I simply switch the swage for the primer pocket to the large one and switch to a different caliber. I can do all calibers with just these 2 pieces right here that are commercially available in the United States and most of the rest of the world with just a simple setup. Thank you. See you later.